Wisconsin, Saturday's opponent for Ohio State, has a big back who's as good as Jim Knowles says he's ever seen. They also have a quarterback who Ryan Day says is the best one Ohio State will have played so far this season. So how is Ohio State going to try to match up with this balance that Wisconsin has? I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Doug Lesmerises and Stephen Means. I'm going to start with you, Stephen. As you look at the challenges ahead of Ohio State, the running defense has improved significantly from where it was a year ago. It also hasn't faced the challenge of an NFL back the way I think that they're going to get from Braelon Allen. What do you think is going to be the most key thing to sort of take from these first 3 games and try to apply it against this sort of rushing attack?
Yeah, Noel said with guys, bigger backs like that, it's like a committee thing. Everybody's got to tackle. That's job number one, is you have to tackle in this game. And if guys aren't making tackles, we could see a similar situation that we saw against Notre Dame, where you miss a tackle, we might not see you the rest of the game, like we saw with Josh Proctor and Lathan Ransom. And so it starts. It's a basic and simple analysis, but it starts there. When you have a bigger back like that, Wisconsin routinely has good offensive lines. This isn't one of their better offensive lines just because they're young and a little bit inexperienced, but Braelon Allen's an NFL back. So if you have a chance to make a play and make a tackle, you have to tackle him, and it has to be a group effort. It can't be a bunch of missed tackles and letting him break loose.
Jim Knowles is also very complimentary of the defensive tackle play that Ohio State has gotten early on, and he says, as far as he knows, Mike Hall Jr. will be back and able to play on Saturday, which would obviously be a big addition to try to go up against Wisconsin. Doug, I think you and I were talking about this on the podcast a little bit about how, as Ohio State is looking more competent in a lot of other areas on defense, whether that is stopping the run, whether that is getting better play over the middle, those cornerbacks become maybe a little bit more of a target. You're going to see teams try to challenge them more one-on-one. I think we've seen that through 3 games. Ryan Day today talking about those guys have to be better at winning those one-on-one situations, and Jim Knowles, again, talking about how he's confident in Denzel Burke coming back and playing well. Do you think that is the strategy Wisconsin should employ, though, in a game like this? Everyone's focused on Braelon Allen and how good he is, but can Graham Mertz come out and win this game for Wisconsin, or at least have a chance to challenge Ohio State by attacking him on the edge?
Yeah, I think Ohio State's defense might have flipped, right? That last year it was like you really questioned whether they could stop the run. I would feel more confident as Ohio State right now they can stop the run, and so maybe you do want to throw on them. You know, I spent all offseason saying, what if Graham Mertz is good? I don't know that he's good, but I think they might need him to be good on Saturday, and you might need to try that. So this could be one of those. I've seen it happen a lot in my times at Ohio State. You think a game is going to be one way, and then the team on purpose comes out and does the exact opposite thing. And so I wonder if Wisconsin's going to come out and throw it. They brought in Bobby Engram as the offensive coordinator this year. They are throwing it more than they have in the past. I think they might need to, but the other part of this is Jim Knowles said in the Big 12 you'd sometimes face teams that use 2 tight ends, but he called it like a fake 12 personnel. This is real 12 personnel. This is real 13 personnel. And when they faced Notre Dame, they were going to use multiple tight ends, but then they're going to try to throw to the tight end. They're going to use multiple tight ends for Wisconsin to run the ball, right? So, and I just don't know. I didn't get that question to Jim Knowles. Like, have you really ever played, not a back, but a system like this? And I don't know that he has, and I think they're still going to play 5 safeties, and there are 5 DBs. 3 safeties are going to believe in that. He thinks Lathan Ransom's a physical guy. But maybe Wisconsin feels good about that. As good as Jim Knowles is, has he ever really dealt with something like this? So I just gave both things. Maybe they'll throw, maybe they'll run, but I think there's an interesting chess match here between what Jim Knowles is good at, what Ohio State's players are good at, and then the options Wisconsin has to try to attack them.
In some ways, this is the first challenge that Knowles has faced of this kind at Ohio State, because Notre Dame is not especially good offensively right now. From just a skill standpoint, we thought Tyler Buckner had some wiggle and was good at what he could do a little bit at quarterback. But from the rest of the skill positions, I don't think we respected him that much.
Tight end we did.
Correct, yeah, Michael Mayer we did, and they matched up well with him. But I think you're getting at what is an interesting – I think we respect the balance of Wisconsin a little bit more and what they could possibly do in both areas. And it's the first time where I think maybe he faces the challenge of, like, is the scheme enough? Or are you able to use your scheme and put it out there and make the other team react to that? Or are you going to have to change something that they're going to make you change something and have to answer for it? And we'll find that out on Saturday at Ohio Stadium, Saturday night. That is a 7:30 kickoff on ABC, I believe. get the text, 614-350-3315. We'll be sending out intel all week, right up to pregame with what we're seeing on the field with guys who are coming back from injuries, that sort of thing. And get the text. Get Buckeye Talk Podcast. Anywhere you can find podcasts, we'll be previewing this game and every aspect of it all week.